Okay, I went around the riding lawnmower and cut up all the stuff I was going to do with that. Then I got to get the weed eater and start cutting all that. And Dad can get a hold of Jared. We'll climb up on the roof and put that air conditioner on. Fuck. Chemical poisoning sucks. Yeah. But a lot of people are aware of that, especially, since David Rockefeller, well, it was before that, David Rockefeller, not David, John Davison Rockefeller, putting gasoline in the water, because of the oil for the lamp oil stuff. And before Ford came up with the car, and fuck. And the industry men that built America, yeah, we know, we've read the books. Shit. Evil people, man, they suck. Gotta go and try to cut all the weeds I can that have all the crap on them and stuff, and survive, stop, eliminate, abuse, recover. Guys, people that Judah Krishnamurti, he met a lot of those rich people, and he made those videos. You haven't heard all this. Why don't you change? You as a human being. He knew that the main people that were going to watch his videos and have access to his videos were the wealthy and the manipulative. So he was specifically talking to them. He was talking to Elon Musk and, his predecessors, and he was talking to all these people that are wealthy and influential and famous and their predecessors. And, when you talk to a human being and try to appeal to them being a human being, they have to still be a human being. And, there's nothing wrong with Judah Krishnamurti. There's just a lot wrong with the people he was appealing to be a human being. Right? They're disgusting people. Life's eternal and grace is infinite, so survive, stop, eliminate, abuse, and recover. So apparently, the people that have lost the capacity to be a compassionate, empathetic, merciful human being or need to build devices to protect themselves from one another, from a murdering, assassinating, cloning, robotics, put their brain on a robot because their brain is better than everybody's and stuff, like Sheldon's character. And the technology is eventually just going to have to evolve into a perception of a human being, which is really difficult. It's extraordinarily fucking difficult. But because the laws that I believe in are natural and truthful and faithful and all the things that are good and all the words and all the thoughts and the words and the deeds that are good, eventually the technology will assimilate, like in the Matrix movies, and the technology, which is Smith, okay, Anderson, Mr. Anderson assimilates. Okay. And when you study the movie, it has about the Nebuchadnezzar and all that crap and stuff like that. So you're talking about all the religious people that are truthful and right and good, banding together. Sorry, cramps and pains here. So not having a good time today. Ooh, lordy. Well, doggies. And so, fuck. If it gets too bad, I will go to the doctor and eventually, end up at maybe like a hospice or something and give me drugs till I die because it's so fucking uncomfortable. Because, if you've been chemically poisoned to death, there's nothing wrong with going to the hospital and like with Sunyasin and getting his toxicology reports were off the charts, but they probably gave him morphine to die after they monologued on him, I'm sure. Because it's a hospital with compassionate little nurses and doctors that give shit to dogs before they die, So you didn't know it was Zeke. Well, and he was chemically poisoned too. Yeah, I know. And it was hard on him. He was beautiful. I just didn't have the money, and Dad wasn't going to take him down and spend $400 or $500 on him for them to give him drugs. So it's just the way it goes. That's the way love goes, babe. That's the music God made for the whole wide world to sing. It never gets old. It only grows. Losing makes me sorry. You say, honey, don't worry. Honey, I love you too. That's the way love goes. This place sucks. I hate fucking Las Cruces. You were born here? It's going to go down in history as one of the worst murdering, killing fields for psychopaths in the history of the world. Worse than Jerusalem and Nazareth and Rome and fuck. Where else do psychopaths get together as a seat of power and discuss mass murder and then go mass murder in the name of the gods in their heads? I mean, come on. Yeah, come see the Holy Land before we blow it up. How many people have seen that as a holy land and come together there to mass murder? You seen the kingdom of heaven? Okay, how many? Okay, the 12-day war, the 6-day war, the Mira mia no quiero saber. So in the Bible, it's, well, there has to be a great battle with the blood so high it comes to the belly of the horses. It's a mistranslation, but it's just the most bloody, murderous places in the world are where they have holy get-togethers, and the Vatican. If you go to the St. Peter, the Basilica and stuff, how many mass murderers go there to discuss how they're going to mass murder in a holy place. So you got to understand, man. You people are so hoodwinked. Fuck, Keith. It's not scary, and I'm embarrassed to say it. Change it to Guru or something. Sights in the city, okay? Transit right. God dang, this is not fun. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, doggies. Yeah, well, no, I went to bed. I soaked last night. Of course, you all know that because you saw the video. But, oh, fuck. Yeah, I woke up and it was dry, the dry mouth and stuff. And I thought, oh, God, I got to get up and try to cut as many weeds as I can. So I got 7 hours of sleep. I said, come on, man, you got to hit it or quit it, whatever. So you get up and you do what you got to do just to, acknowledge and respect and appreciate life, especially the people around you. And, oh, God damn, I hate this place. I'm not concerned about what Elon Musk is doing, what Jack Keene's talking about on Fox News or anything like that. They're already dead. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. My life, I'm 22nd Redeemer. I done who done gone did that, and stuff like that. They killed Sun Yat-sen. They killed Pascal. They've killed, they kill Steve Biko. They killed, I'm not like, oh, they're going to kill me. It's like everybody dies, What's pathetic is in the 21st century, you have the bravest, most beautiful man in the history of the United States ever. And you get people, you got Robert Kennedy sitting there. Well, my daddy was better than him. If your dad was alive, he'd say, this guy's like Haile Selassie, and you need to stand up and support him. If you can't do that, you'd be better off being shot in a hotel kitchen in California, right? And Jack would say the same thing. Just, if you think the rich people are going to keep you safe, don't fly any planes anywhere, right? They'll make movies about your sex life. Yeah, they'll make movies about your sex life. Yeah, they always do. Shakespeare in Love. Oh, they're assholes. These people are just horrible assholes. I was cutting the yard, and I went up to cut more annas and all that. Jesus sat and told me, he goes, Earl, you do know that most kids and women that need me to protect them, and that's their happy place when they're getting sexually assaulted when they're young. And typically when you're young, it's traumatic and it's very painful. It's a horrible experience. And I'm like, oh, okay, I got you. Thanks. I was talking to High Hump and Little Hawk and stuff too. And I'm like, wow, that's horrible. Yeah, but it happens a lot. People take what they want, and young attractive girls, especially in rival tribes, they rape, and sometimes they rape the young men. And it's horrible. Well, it happens a lot. So lots of people's last memories are sexual assault and death, or sexual assault and suicide, like what happened with the Russians going into Berlin after World War II. And so this is a culmination of things. This has happened for tens of thousands of hundreds of thousands of years, right? Like Mike Leach explained to his football team, it's horrible. And they made a study of it, and it's a warrior society. And you forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful, peace, share, care, give, according to each other. So I know I'm right. I know they're wrong. I know I'm good. I know they're bad. And I know I'm the way, the truth, and the life of, honoring natural laws to sustain ourselves through faithful love and protection and compassion. And I know they're not. And I know, God dang them, this is not fun. I've been through this before, but, maybe it's they did it again and it's just worse. And, they will sit there. Yeah, they'll smile in your face and agree with you and stuff and take a paycheck to kill themselves and kill you. And then think, well, at least I got good health insurance and, I'll get really good drugs. God, you go get treated for cancer from getting chemically poisoned by the death, murder, kill, robot building, cloning industries in these towns and stuff like that. You'll feel miserable and like shit before they drug you to death. Yeah, you might as well just be getting sexually assaulted in a Mongolian village and then have them sexually assault and kill your kids right before they kill you. Rip your eyeballs out, and all that Nebuchadnezzar shit they do. Oh, fuck, it's uncomfortable. I hate this place. Born and raised, yeah. Born and raised in hell. How about you? Oh, it's just a joke, go to hell. I did 20 years in Phoenix. I was married twice. Sam Kinison. That's too funny. No, marriage is wonderful. What we have in the 21st century is doing, born and raised in the valley of the shadow of death, lived in Phoenix for 20 years and married twice to girls from the Phoenix metropolitan area. That, you got to have money and you got to do, you got to be like Luther Campbell and Snoop Dogg for me to stay married to you. It's like, oh, fuck, you're kidding. No. Well, that's Amy. Amy was Luther Campbell and Snoop Dogg. 50 Cent for Steffi. That motherfucker looked at me cross-eyed. Go tell him you're going to kill him, and if he keeps looking at me cross-eyed, kill him. Okay, Amy, Steffi, I don't want to have sex with men in prison. Okay? Your uncles ain't like that. Your uncles are scared of me. Well, everybody's scared of you. That's true. But I don't want to go around spending my whole fucking life saying, somebody, you looked at my wife cross-eyed. Okay? Don't ever do it again. I'll have to kill your motherfucking ass. That's a horrible way to go through life. Okay? I would not do that. No, and I was not going to do that. I'd tell Steffi that too. I'm not going to do that to stay married to you. You sat here and we had the drug dealer case in our house beating up his girl on the front porch. I came out and grabbed him, and then she started hitting me, and I was about ready to kick his ass, and you kicked her ass, and we threw them both out of here and stuff like that. Well, ain't my love enough? God dang, pieces of a dream, right? And so, it's annoying. I would sit there and tell you, why don't you do that for me? It's like, why don't I wake up in the middle of the night, put on my combat boots, run out my boxer shorts, and head out to the back alley where you're being raped at 2 o'clock in the morning? Why don't I do that for you? Well, you go to the bar and go get attempted rape at 2 o'clock in the morning, and if it happens in our back alley, I'll come out in my boxer shorts and my combat boots and kick his ass. Okay. Just so happened when that happened to Amy, it was outside of a Village Inn, and I was at home with the kids, so I couldn't do it. Then that might have changed things. God damn, my Ralphie beat the shit out of that man. I don't think I'm ever going to cheat on him again. He's scary. But people are scared of him. Yeah, people are scared of me. Yeah, I know. It doesn't matter. A pussy face like Elon Musk can poison you to death and say you're like Steve Biko. But yeah, I know I'm like Steve Biko and Sun Yat-sen, and you're like Chiang Kai-shek and Mao Zedong and the Vatican, and I'm like Blaise Pascal. I get it. What does that mean? That I'll always be perfect. I'll always be beautiful. I'll always be amazing. Well, have faith and jump. Well, I'm the soul, not the flesh. You crying over this clay? Yeah. You're a pathetic pile of shit who has taken your temple and turned your temple into hell and trapped the soul in your pathetic mind that you try to kill God with to replace God with all your invention. You are pathetic. You are disgusting. You are your sex that you use to be the richest, most powerful, influential fucker in the history of stage performers. You are a terrible, terrible, ugly human being. Martin Scorsese puppets, Oliver Stone puppets, great Ridley Scott puppets. You're ugly. You're ugly. U-G-L-Y. You're ugly. Your mama says you're ugly. And the industry is all the same industry. So every food peddling, drug peddling, beer peddling, fucking talking about, shut up. Okay? In ancient times, man, um, it was real hard for they knew because the music, of course, they had the ones now. I guess they do too. The songs are so dysfunctional. They weren't dysfunctional back then. Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were. I just murdered my wife and the guy she was fucking. This story has no moral. This story has no end. This story just goes to show that there ain't no good in men. He was her man, but he was doing her wrong. Right? The songs are horrible. You know. They'll bury Flo tomorrow, but they're hanging me tonight. They're hanging me tonight. Right? They're about betrayal and murder and cheating and lying and stealing. And the guy running the town, and the guy comes in to play cards at a brothel and a bar, and the kid's losing all his money, and his old man's going to give him shit, and he says, "Oh, this guy's just a cattle hamster." And the other guy, "Well, no, fuck that. I wasn't cheating, and I was making lots of money." And pow! And the next thing I know, the guy who owns the town owns all the people in the town, and they're hanging me from a fucking tree. Oh, cottonwood tree, were you put here for me? Put here to take me away. I've done no wrong, but the town cannot see, and so with my life I must pay. I know where I rode into Tucson 2 hours ago. I lived in Tucson. I know what it's like. Yeah. Hey, I own the basketball team. Everybody do as I say. Now, buy my robots. If you're fortunate, maybe you'll get... You don't want to clone yourself. What? You're already a dirty, rotten, pig-stealing, child-molesting, mind-raping, murdering pile of shit. Why would you want to clone that? You're just too cowardly and selfish to kill yourself. Boop-a-da-boom, boom, ba-doop-a-da-boom, boom, ba-doop-a-da-boom, boom. I just got to try to stay comfortable enough to get all my chores done today. I got to go out there and get the cutting done and then shower. And then Jerry shows up, we'll put the goddamn air conditioner up on the stand, put the cooler on the stand. Yeah, I was hoping, with Jerry coming, it wouldn't be as hard as it was when I did it all by myself with the ghost of Robin Williams on the roof with the Fazzo the Marines are watching. But no. Elon Musk, your pervert child molesting business partners here are just as bad as you are, aren't they? God, how do you guys look at each other? Morning, Ralph. Morning, Sam. Please kill me. I can't do it to myself. I'm too big of a fucking coward. Could you please take the gun and shoot me between the eyes? Fuck that. Then I'll just clone you. And then make you sleep with one eye open the rest of your life. Oh, God damn. John Wick, you really are Mr. Smith and Mr. Anderson all rolled up in one. Yeah, Ted moment. Right? You kid, Ted, you made a little dickweed. Okay, shut up, Bill. Bill, I love you, so I always will. In your eyes, I see the passion eyes of me. Oh, this fucking sucks. I hate this place. I hate these places. Yeah, it's uncomfortable. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I'm not feeling any relief anytime soon today. No, it feels pretty bad. What I had for supper? You didn't really eat much supper. You had like a brunch. Oh, that's right. I had like brunch. And then I soaked and I went to bed after I went up and did all that. Yeah, those chemicals. But then I watered all the plants. Well, plants ain't done nothing to me wrong. Anything that happens with the plants that puts out chemicals to make me sick because of all the chemicals sprayed by all the mass murderers that say, hey, you need a paycheck to pay us to live here. That ain't the plant's fault. If a plant puts out a chemical toxin for your body to shut down because your chemical toxin's making it hard for the plants to exist, that ain't the plant's fault. That's squarely on the shoulders of a murdering piece of shit who cloned at the turn of the millennia and decided, no, I want to kill my clone, so I'll just put my brain on a robot. It makes it harder to kill. And also you don't have the human frailties. You're just Rooks Tonight 4 all the time. Instead of worrying about sexuality, let all that thing about love and intimacy and romance and protection and faith that you can't protect. I can take away her virginity anytime I want. I can rape you in the ass anytime I want. You can't handle the truth. Then I'll clone myself and I'll build robots to, hold you down while I fuck you in the ass. I am the Pope. I am the president. I am the prime minister. I am the king. I am the god. I am the biggest child molesting, mind raping pervert in the history of fuckers. And I'm his girlfriend. Okay, and that's Silas. That's his neighbor. Okay, where the hawk and the raven are in the sky, and you're telling mythological stories about what you think you ought to be, but you're not because you're crazy and you're full of shit. I got it. Let's make another movie. We got a pair of bills. Boom, ba doop, boom, boom, ba doop, ba doop, boom, boom. Supermodel movies. Supermodel movies. Fuck, they suck. Yeah, they do. What doesn't suck in mass media and Bitcoining and cryptoing? It all sucks, yeah. Well, I'm just a girl. No, you're not. You're a propaganda tool bag. Okay, Sabrina Carpenter, you're cute. Yeah. 10 years ago, I'd be thinking, damn, she's hot. Do you want to give her my phone number? You don't have a phone number. Shit. Screwed again, yeah. But now, I feel like, it's been cramping and paining all over, it just feels like your body's just all going to shut down from the inside out, And it's slow and it's laborious and it's insidious and it comes and goes and then it gets more insidious. Lots of people know it. It's been happening to lots of people now for a long time, especially since, the advent of we've entered the nuclear age. That dumbass making that video when they, tested the nuclear weapon and then used it to dig measure with Stalin to, fuck. And so, and we've had painful, slow death, stuff like that before with, the gas leak going in the water because of old John Davison Rockefeller being the greatest industrialist in the history of keep your lights on and here comes Penny Poppins. Oh shit, it sucks. And a chimney sweep as lucky can be. So, fuck. Man. I love children. And, the soul is a precious gift for a temple that other, quote unquote life forms in the galaxy and the cosmos do not get the opportunity to enjoy the gift of life in a physical temple, loving one another and honoring the natural laws to sustain it through faithful love and humble understanding and stuff. But I hate what wretched piles of shit do with the soul and their terrible fucking bone bag of fuck. You are the ugliest, most selfish, fucked up people in the history of fuckingdom. How do you feel? Crappy. How about you? Oh, yeah. This is probably, what you would have got out of Sun Yat-sen or Pascal, if they had a cell phone and a cell phone tower on every fucking corner and satellites all over the fucking sky. It's the sky, people. Make it stop. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Life's eternal, grace is infinite, Survive, stop, eliminate, abuse, recover. Life's eternal and grace is infinite. I don't think you're understanding the gravity of the situation. What if guys, Smith and Anderson, no fair, yeah. I got you. Okay, Mr. Anderson. Yeah, you hate it here. I know. I understand why you hate it here. Okay. It's my job to make sure that, this is a beautiful place. Welcome to my morning. Welcome to my day. So it's my job to make sure that people don't hate planet Earth because of all the perverts and the selfish cows that are never happy with anything beautiful because it's not beautiful enough for them because it's flawed. Fuck you, Hawking. You're a fucking rotten, selfish piece of shit. Science isn't wonderful. Being excessive and compulsive so everybody's impressed with the fact that you study everything to the most minute detail because nobody else wants to be around you because you're a selfish, creepy person that manipulates everybody until you can get what you want. Alan told me that. Alan Gibson, there's love in there. It's like, no, the goddamn fucker sat there and told me what a fat cow my wife was and that I should have sex with the sexually groomed stepdaughter. And I said, no. I told him, so, if I marry, because you got it rough and you're in a wheelchair and all that, I married Jennifer Lopez, maybe you can have a jump in my mind and and feel like you're being able to do it too. I'll ask her if that's okay. We help Steve out, And Steve Hawking, he didn't help me a lick. He was he was born a selfish cow, he lived a selfish cow, and he died a selfish cow. And the people that were watching me and listening to me to talk to him in my head at Fort Huachuca, y también. And the people that are their business partners, y también. And so life's eternal and grace is infinite. So survive, stop, eliminate, abuse, recover. Okay, no fair, Mr. Smith? Well, Mr. Anderson's on the case, motherfucker. And I ain't Anderson and you ain't Smith and this ain't Wesson. So you need to get a better lesson. Yeah, so you guys don't know the real Sun Yat-sen. You don't know the real Blaise Pascal. But you know the real Earl. And now you might know them a lot better than the books say they are. If you believe in books, you'll believe in anything. People in church will say anything if you believe it. I need more money to fuck. But if you believe in people, then you don't believe in their bullshit books and you don't believe in their bullshit fuck money.